本当にアンチ読みの精度いいですね。
いいですね読めれば強いという構成。さあラジカルポップゲーミングランパートの夢、今回はここで切れましたが、やはり上位に残ります。
はい、
さあこのディボーションでダメージを出していく。出ましたダブル LMG です。ユキオ足の上から嫌な2つの武器ですねあれね
そうですね、
はい、リロード少なくて、
はい、
この制圧力です。
もう一方的に出ますからね、この武器2つは。
で弾薬もねローがいるから、
はい、そうなんですよね、
はい、
もう無限に取ることができますので。
来ましたね。
はい、
さあブラックマーケットで補充です。はい、おそらく多くのベースボックスが、いやこの悪魔的な構成、ディボーションスピットファイヤーこれはかなりチャンピオンに近いでしょう。残り3部隊です。
この最終局面でやっぱり強くなってくるのって投げ物なんですけども、それも一気に補充できるのはやっぱ強いですよね。
そうですね、
6個補充できますので、
はい、
また下側のパーティー、下側にしかいないので、
はい、
先にそうですね、おそらくやり合う形になるので。
さあ前回苦しかったリジェクトですが、前回の
今回ヒューズ
LG、 そうですね、さっきね
はい、
ナックルクラスターっぽいのが飛んでたのであれそうなのかなと思ったんですけど
ヒューズ来ましたね、
ちょっとドームファイトなかった。しかもヒューズでリピーター R99 という、もうよくわからないんですがただこれ ALGS チャンピオンですから、前回の
日韓チャンピオンですからね、
前回の日韓の年間チャンピオンは元フェンネルコリア、その後リドル、そして今のこのリジェクト。
いやーこれかなり苦しいですね、ここのリブート。
いやそしてドームを一瞬で崩されました。
ありますよ、これ投げ物もかなり入ってますので、
この EMP は大きい。さあ苦しいか、ジョイヒが倒れている。
そうですね、ドームもまだたまりませんので、蘇生もちょっと難しそうですね。
はい、そして456はガスの壁、これでどこまで守りきれるか。この後車線が切れません。
まだ上入ってるんですけども、もう一気にキルポイント取りに来てますね、これは。
さあ1個前に来るこのディボーションのダメージ大事だが、ここはドームで防ぎます。さあガスで左からなんとか守りながら、耐えながら横から打てれば大きい。さあディボーションにスピットファイヤー暴れてほぼ1人で壊滅。
当りまくってましたね。
456、チャンピオンスタートなるか、それともディフェンディングチャンピオン。
ドブセしっかり見てましたね、こうやり合うタイミングを見て、上を取りに行ってましたね。この素晴らしいですね。
さあたださすがに1人では厳しかった。勢い止まらず456、しっかりアンチ読みはまって今日のスタート、チャンピオンスタートになりました。2週連続チャンピオン。セリー素晴らしいダメージだったんですが、
いやただあそこから2枚返しましたよ。
素晴らしいですね。
すごいですね。
残ったのはジョンヒー、ここはヒューズうまくいきました。いや嫌ですね、バスナッカヒューズで詰められると。そしてマザーロード、このプロリーグの最終はマザーロードが降り注ぎました。
ベスパーティー詰めれないようにしてますね。
はい、あれ守れますもんね。
はい、
ちょっとドームじゃないですけど、
はい、
来るなよという。
いやこれこうなってくるとファブゲーミングが非常にいいポジション取れてますね。
はい、
もうほとんどがこう西側に集まってるんですけども、ファブゲーミングの時東側広く取れてますので、ここですね。はい、
いやこれはうまく
エリアコントロールでき
ま
ますね。エニグマ側も一見こう攻守を取って強そうに見えるんですけども、ただ身動き取れないんですよね。
いやそして素晴らしいウィングマンの牽制。
キルポイント積極的に取りに行ってますね、ファブゲーミング。
前出ましたね。
はい、
さあただ暴れているのがリジェクトのこのヒューズです。
2人で取り切りましたね。
ヒューズがバリケード越しに漁っています。プロリーグ面白くなってきました。
あんなにまさかプロリーグでヒューズ刺さるとは思わなかったですね
マザーロードでの介入、
はい、
拒否も見事でした。さあファブは下から、
そうですね、エニグマは本当にポジションが厳しかったですね。
さあリジェクトはここでスカイハイダイブ、ヒューズを連れてのジャンプになりますが、これが
そして一番上のポジションを取って、そこから投げ物を投げて、
この距離オルタネーター強力。さあ入れ替えて、ここはグレネーダー、
はい、グレネードを焚いて、ドグ選手1人落としてますね。
さあこれ大きい。さあこのまま取り切るのがリジェクト。 EM オルタネーターまだ弾は残っている。フューズでそのまま取り切るか、ただ体力ちょっと苦しい。ドグマが落ちる。
はい、
アーマーストップ落として、最後のクリップも取り切りました。最後はヒューズで取り切った。クも4キルになりました。一気にキルリーダー。 いい位置取り、この上を取ったという素晴らしい選択でした。デトネーターユズが面白いようにキルを取りました。すごいエイペックスの一番楽しい瞬間ですよね。
そうですね、もうフリーゲー出るときが一番楽しいですからね。
というね。そう、これ詰めに行きますか。
倒しに来ましたね。
はい、いやこれもまた上から完全に捕まえていく。さらにキルポイントも取ってというところになりそうです。Vトルジェットジャンプで出て当てていきました。素晴らしいデトネーターの動きになりました。
しかし落とされましたね。ユナイトが中から出てきましたか。
ああ、なるほど。三宅7キルキルリーダーでしたがダウンです。いや、ここで落とされるとちょっと戻れないか。ジブラルタル落ちました。あ、起きましたね。
起きましたね。
よく起こしました。フェニックスきっと大丈夫。これもすでに13、14キルぐらいで上げてますね。
いや、これポジション的にユナイト苦しかったんじゃないか。
はい。さあデトネーターをここで耐え切りたい。ドーム重なっているところ入る。しっかり取る。もう一人素晴らしい、取り切りました。ユズ5キル目です。
さらに中のパーティー出てこれませんので、
はい、
ここもう今の裏切れただけでも非常に
大きいですよね。
大きいですよね。
これがいなければというところでした。さあ一旦体勢は立て直さそうです。中のパーティーさすがに出てこないでしょう。やっぱり相当キル上げてますね。
9キルですからね。
はい、宮城だけで9キル、U2 も5キルだったと思うので20キルに迫るようなチャンピオンとなればデトネーター一気に飛び上がることができます。2周目、
さあポジションとしてはもうないですからね。
はい、
ここシスゲーミング非常に苦しそう。開けたドーム開けの時にどうするかですよね。
はい、さあ EMP、 これはこのトラックから先には進ませないでしょう。上はデトネーターが抑えている。ミサイルスウォームが入る。ここでドームです。相手の防衛爆撃。
さあ3部隊ですね。
はい、
これポジション的には GTS あったのが一番絡まれないところ取ってるんですけども、どうなんでしょうか。
一番下ですね。まあ、ただどこかが仕掛けるメリットはないか。デトネーターはそろそろ外れてくる。上から降りてくる。ただ逆にちょっと離れてドームで
これいぶし銀の中出ましたけども、ここデトネーター側一瞬でアルティメット投げたことによって敵のスモークをやるような形になりましたね。
さあ中の GTS を先にやれれば大きいがマッスルの体力が危ない。最後はこの1対1、上からそのまま降り切ることができるか。大量キルでデトネーター初めてのチャンピオンに輝きました。
パーティー多かったことによってヘイトもらえませんでしたね。
さあいぶし銀悪いもん構えている。
いやしかしここのフリーズ選手が落とされてしまったので、
はい、
そしてフローラ、これ前回同様にタイミング見計らって取りに行きましたね。
この上
前回もあのようなプレーしてましたからね。
リーク1でもありました。さあガスに隠れてのクレーは怖い。フローラよく取りました。
フローラ室内でだけでも室外の敵に対して防衛爆撃、そしてクリプトのアルティメットのコンボによって敵を一掃できますから、
はい、
まあ取るのは簡単ですよね。
これでフローラ、
ここ本当にいいイメージフローラとしてはついてますので、
はい、
ここどんどんまあ、精錬されていくと、まあ、ここ常に上位で安定させるような動き方ができそうですね。
はい、ここに敵が1人いる。取り切ることができるか。クリプトを使って長く戦ってきました。替えのアーマーも置いている。ローバの強みが出ています。確かにこの組結構ねローバの採用少ないので、これババ光ります。うわ際どいところでした、ね、ガンシールドの上、クマのモフモフした顔が飛び出ていました。さあ収縮が始まります。ポイント稼いでおきたいのはこのフローラのこの位置。ヘルミットチャージのランページ。こっちへ行こう。
ですけど、あれディーン選手落ちてる。
あれちょっとこれはきつい。リング外で何をしているんだというところ。いやこれは致し方ない。リンの思いに応えたい。2人でのアンギャー。 ただ早めにドーム博多る終えませんでした。
キルポイント頑張って拾って
そうですね、ポイント拾いたいですね。さあもうこれ積極的にいく。これはもう怖いものなし、逆に前に出る。いやフローラいい位置取りからトラブルに見舞われました。残り4部隊10人。これでイブシキンゴだいぶ動きやすくなったか。さあ上からハブック抑えていきまし
いや
た。
これでもイブシギンが打ち放題ですね。
ですね。フローラがいなくなったことによってという動き。3部隊7人。イブシキン1人落ちる。
フローラ
残ってます。
2部隊までいってる。ワンチャンあるぞ。メニ選手。
さあメニ仲間の意思に応えられるかノーマイト。さすがに厳しかった。それでも2位まで押し上げました。そして CTG イブシギン欲しかったチャンピオン、ここで取り切ることができました。
It's the tightest of margins. I mean, Bastions as well, just on critical HP. There's two teams surrounding them. One towards the western side. You got Reignite on the east as well. Can't quite catch a break. The only team that's not actually in action right now is Sudoraiku on the southern side. And as I say that, they're going to get rushed in by Reignite. So Sudoraiku versus Reignite. You can see just in sort of the corner there, up the top, Jim Burden downs Bullet L. So this could be Sudoraiku if they're not careful here. Jaro as well. They were first in our last game, and maybe they will exit fourth.
Estrel and Kakoi there, they're taking so much time up, you know, defeating each other that Sudoraiku just gets sent by Reignite without any punishment whatsoever. Reignite very happy with this, and now Estrel somehow, despite using their bubbles on cooldown seemingly to try and help this as they go through, the final circle starts closing in, but I think the reses are going to go through with barely enough time. They're going to be taking zone damage as well as damage from Reignite here.
Koi are in a lot of trouble. They're just down to 2 members now. Reignite looking in a perfect position, and they will take it out. Down to 6 squads, and 5 seconds now remaining before we get the final circle.
6 squads left. EXO still in it. Sudoraiku still in it. The Thame have threatened the scoreboard at some points today. They're trying to just put barrels in everywhere and lock some of the other teams into that house. With 1 shot left on the Kraber, Philippos better make it count here. 1:40 left until we've got no space left. EXO just trying to pick up every scrap they can from the building that they're in and not expose themselves to too much damage too early. Maybe they're just hoping that the teams on the other side of this sort this out between themselves and just leave them in the top 3. Rage underneath them haven't really gotten too aggressive just yet.
Sudoraiku have a decent amount of height to play with here. Got good eyes. Maybe popping some extra damage. Look pretty healthy. That's a team right on the other side. It's Brett, I think, taking a bit of damage. Might have to pop some extra utility here. I don't know if they have a dome available. Trying to trade shots back against Sudoraiku. Near the edge of the circle there. They got nowhere to back. They must take this fight, it looks like. Sudoraiku, do they back down out of it? I think they disengaged.
Yeah, they've got high ground for the moment. Finally, one of the squads goes down. It'll be Wolfpack, the first of these last 6 squads to bite the dust. Rage aren't doing too well. Teams are going to have to start falling into the lava right now. It's lava or a Gibraltar ultimate. You take your choice.
That's going to be 5th place done and dusted for Sudoraiku. And again, Red's gone down here as well. Only 3 teams remaining. Kakoi's got 2 members up. AF with just the 2 as well. EXO looking pretty healthy. EXO may be in a great position to win unless AF can do it. Nope. EXO's gonna come out on top.
But we see Roy using Into the Void, just because you can still see the silhouettes during there. He can pop out safely from behind the Void with that. Now Team Burger, they have the high ground, of course, staying in that caravan for quite some time to see if they can push their way through this. It's going to be BRP, the other Australian team, to contest them, and they just barely pull out the win. Pricey and Sharky staying up. Will they be able to get MT back in time? I think they have the space, but on the low ground, Dreamfire, they've used their bubble up to try and get past this defensive bombardment, and now they've just got a deal between that and Reckless Lads, Stinky B, who are still in this.
Yeah, Team Burger almost, they were down to 1 member. It was just Pricey. They'll get a res back in, so maybe they can still play in this one. Dreamfire looking really healthy right now. Stinky B, slightly less healthy. Zowo just takes a lot of heat in response. Roy's done so much here. I mean, Roy has just been such a fragger. I mean, we got to get a stat on this guy because Dreamfire and especially Roy have lit up that kill feed. Team Burger now still trying to recover. Sharky's been dropped down to flesh as well. So we've got 3 teams remaining in the ring. It's closing down fast. Team Burger looking for any sort of opportunity. They're getting OWO down there, at least making this competitive. How many teams we've got left? There's still 3 in there somehow, just the 2. And Dreamfire from the western side. They started with 5 squads eliminated. They must be ending this one with something like 8 squads done. More than 17 kills. I'm pretty sure, Genome, that Dreamfire have over 20 KP in this game.
Get these kills, get these kills!
Valkyrie
First one is cracked.
Give cracked, give hot flesh.
I'm roaming up here, I'm roaming up here. Chill, chill, chill. Play for the winnie. Right on me, right on me!
Got no angle.
Dead!
Nice.
Give
Yeah,
almost
you
cracked, give cracked, give cracked.
I'm selling.
You're good.
I'm getting fried by a
You
thermite.
need my bubble?
Not yet. They are looking for me though. Got no shit.
That it's Stinky B versus SNG now, the final 2 squads. Stinky B are pretty stacked on up. Owa had to trade his red shield over for a purple one, and finally they're going to drop on top of each other. The domes have all been placed down. The final engagement now. SNG have already lost 1 player. It's Skirt, Drugger. They're on very low HP, and it looks like Stinky B are going to take it out. And I gotta say, Genome, they were already a team that were hot on the heels of Lightning Unicorns. 47 points. They've now got over 12 KP.
São 4 squads restantes. Esse aqui, claro, é o final da primeira queda. Enquanto um time se chama Nobre e o Rus estão atrás de uma pedra ali. Essa pedra é o melhor amigo deles, mas claro, vai ter que ter reposicionamento. Tá aí, ó. O Nexel foi, claro, para próximas caixas, para ver como tá os drops em si, para ver como tá a situação, mas tem marcação de load que já começa para os jogadores. Esse é um momento complicado. O Next tem um setup que dá para rushar, que dá para avançar. Ele que vai ter que puxar a frente para sua equipe. Tá de R99, tá de Ev, é exatamente isso que ele faz. Avança e vai tentar retomar a box dos jogadores. Olha só, abertura feita de novo, já consegue cobrar os escudos, acaba caindo. O Besk não deixa barato, vai de vez os jogadores. Um squad wipe feito, sobra Fusion, sobra Dream Conspiracy. Olha só, a Fusion não deixa barato, faz a limpeza de mais um squad, tá aí. 2 restantes, Fusion contra a equipe da Dream Conspiracy. É um momento decisivo, a safe curta o seu tamanho. Tem sprays de longe já sendo feitos, eles vão naquela frente à frente, na abertura. Toma bastante dano, cai 2 jogadores da equipe da Fusion, meu amigo do céu. A Dream Conspiracy também tá numa situação difícil, vai ficar aquele X1, Altar vem pelo Ruge, vai tentar cobrar, a abertura deve estar, a mira é longa, ele garante! Faz a vitória da primeira queda, um rush perfeito, e não tem nem o que dizer, é o belíssimo, é a... Cara, olha só, a equipe da Fox tá aproveitando daquela tática do telhado, né, a gente sabe que não vai ter ninguém atrás de nós, porque afinal de contas estamos ali colados em si no anel, então vamos pegar esse posicionamento que cria uma certa negativa e que dificulta a linha de tiro pra cima da gente, e vamos aproveitar para tirar informação e cobrar os jogadores que estão à frente, sempre tentando quebrar o escudo deles, sempre obrigando eles a se reposicionar. Tem briga feita, a Singularity está numa casa fechada, com a borda do anel ali próximo deles, explodir a porta, claro, porque querem se reposicionar, mas a situação não é tão favorável assim.
Não mesmo, ainda assim tem gente no telhado, eles querem cobrar, a Singularity fez ali a tentativa, conseguiu pelo menos cobrar alguém, mas ainda tem jogo. Faltam 4 squads, tem que se reposicionar. E olha essa Wingman cantando! Que tiros maravilhosos! O bombardeio defensivo também já vai sendo lançado, tem esse trabalho, o Dom ainda não foi jogado. A participação entre eles agora, vamos ver o que acontece, esses momentos finais, eles podem talvez buscar essa eliminação. Lançam a Arcstar, o Domo acaba consumindo ela dentro junto com seus aliados, mas não é tão eficiente assim, faltam 4. Senin, ele que vem na tela. Artin, meu caro, vai pra cima com tudo. Besk também, tá com a Eva. E é rush pra cima deles. Tenta ir no portal pra outra dimensão, não é tão efetivo, mas eles já estão pecando por trás. Eles estão sendo pecados por trás. A Singularity com rush, contra tudo, contra todos. Consegue o final serem os campeões da 6ª queda.
Segurar quem tá vindo do sul. Bolhas de Gib, a gente vendo 6 squads restando, a equipe da Paradox agora no kill feed desaparecendo, parece que a BRT ainda continua, e a Most Valuable também, Feu agora com um disparo bonito, tem a armadura amarela, então vai rodar um shieldzinho pequeno, e isso daqui vai ser suficiente para ele conseguir regenerar todo o HP, e a equipe da BRT se escondendo ali, Tessar tava tentando se esconder atrás do seu amigo, mas agora ele caiu. E isso coloca Most Valuable com 3 jogadores ali, Savin, Feu, FPS e Fixão. Os 3 com armadura vermelha, bem tranquilo, bem suave. Enquanto a Live No Witness agora descendo mais um da SLU.
A gente não acompanhou o que aconteceu ali naquela treta, né? Porque a BRT tava tretando antes, então a MVP, a equipe da Most Valuable, acabou dando um TPzinho ali de qualidade, conseguiram downar rapidinho o Sleep e o Sari, e aí ficou só o Fuinha tentando se curar ali, tentando fazer um milagre, mas não deu, ele tava no cantinho, tava bem difícil. E aí a equipe da MVP levou a melhor. A equipe da MVP tava meio apagada até o momento, né? Acho que é o primeiro lance, assim, interessante que a gente vê deles, ainda mais eliminando a BRT, né, que acabaram de ganhar uma partida, então positivo aí para a equipe da Most Valuable, mas mesmo assim ainda estão devendo um pouquinho, tem que aparecer um pouquinho mais hoje.
Renazeira ali com a RE45 dele, né, já que acabou os tiros da Kraber, pega o que tiver mais próximo e tiver ali no chão, né, tiver em mãos. Mas...
eu não sei, mas eu acho que depois de hoje eles vão repensar ali em quem que vai a Kraber quando eles acharem a Kraber, porque não foi bem utilizado, pareceu eu jogando mesmo.
Bom, Leave No Witness. Agora eles com leve high ground, forçando uma briga, mas isso significa que eles podem acabar tomando um third party. Ainda levantando, vão conseguir levantar o Pirros. E a equipe da Most Valuable optando por ainda ficar na posição deles. Eles não forçaram nada. Agora nós temos 3 squads restando. Então a Most Valuable andando com nenhuma equipe atrás. E, de novo, não dá pra dizer, mas parece que eles vão ganhar essa daqui. Porque por enquanto não tem ninguém contestando. A Leave No Witness tá numa situação agora horrível. Só sobrou o Pirros e parece que ele não tem nenhuma battery, nem nada pra se proteger. Talvez eles consigam ficar em segundo lugar ainda, um bom disparo, se protegendo atrás de seus amigos. Cadê aquela caixinha, né? Mas agora chegando a Most Valuable por trás de tudo e todo, só pra pegar ali o restante. E o Savin ainda, ele não tava se comprometendo, mas como ficou fácil, como ficou simples agora nesse final, porque as duas equipes ali restantes estavam brigando entre si. Eles vieram e só rasparam agora o restinho e sai com esse primeiro lugar no mapa 4. Tempo pra levantar, a não sei que a Leave No Witness agora rushe em cima dele, mas eles estão mais preocupados em regenerar o próprio HP do que fazer esse rush sem ter toda a informação. Agora sim eles conseguiram, colocou só a cabecinha ali pra dar uma olhada em quem tava embaixo e o disparo agora foi bom, conseguem eliminar. Nós temos 5 squads. Leave No Witness tá bem, tem um monte de loot para eles conseguirem pegar, porém ainda tem, se eu não me engano, a equipe da BRT olhando ali pela esquerda deles e tem uma Dynamics, olha só onde ele tá. Não faz barulho, não conta.
Cara, que spotzinho que ele achou, tá parado e não pode se mexer.
E tem outro também,
meu Deus!
E é o Savin. Ó, Trumanhar caiu.
Olha, Oscar de direção fotográfica aí pro Observer nesse momento, que nos mostrou os 2 ratos no mesmo spot, só que em lugares diferentes, né? Muito legal ver isso acontecendo. E vamos ter que fazer bastante silêncio mesmo pra não notarem o pessoal.
A Leave No Witness não notou,
tá
eles já saíram. Estão olhando pro outro lado, descendo agora o Travis.
Se juntar os 2 ratos, acho que eles ganham o PDS.
Bom, só sobrou um agora, né? O outro foi abatido. Fuinha,
a
nossa.
BRT também tá nesse final de partida, exatamente. E olha o loot desses caras. Guardaram até o final, eles tretaram um pouquinho, né? Passaram a Paradox ali, voltaram a Paradox pro lobby e estão nesse final de partida com loot excelente.
O Rampage tá cantando lá de longe, ali na mão do Fuinha. Acho que foram 2 abatidos já por ele. Aliás, Sleep também tá com uma Rampage agora em mãos. 3 squads restando. Bom, BRT... tá ali no meio, tá aberto, sabe quando que ele vai sair, quando que ele vai ter um espaço e ele não atira. Ele pode estar vendo todo mundo, mas vai ficar quietinho, agachadinho, na maciota, tentando ali. Será que ele consegue o top 2 aí? Viram ele. Não deu nem tempo do portal, não deu nem tempo de nada, mas é agora. A BRT contra a equipe da Leave No Witness. No final ele tentou, mas parece que alguma coisa... Pera aí, eu tô escutando alguém se arrastejando aqui atrás. Resolveu olhar, pegaram. Mas é isso. Agora vai no dedo? O que vai? Como que ganha? Quem tem... Olha, Fuinha não tem ult, ele tem pelo menos a bolha ali pra usar. Já veio a bolha da equipe da Leave No Witness. Renazeira... Nossa, mas eles pularam, eles querem contestar. Agora tentar roubar o ult deles. A equipe da Leave No Witness ultou, mas como foi rápido agora a equipe da BRT. Pirus na trocação agora final, tentando o disparo. Quem que leva melhor pula de um lado, pula pro outro. E foi a equipe da Live No Witness ainda nesse finalzinho. Insano, que eu jurava que a equipe da BRT ia conseguir roubar esse ult do Revenant e virar essa fight.
Oh my god.
All planned holding this building. Looks like they don't have any defensive characters. They don't have a caustic that can help them hold this building.
Crypto ults coming through, and all planned a bang in the middle of the healing zone, which is a pretty good situation for them. If they can hold this door, which Dungeon Masters are above, and once the zone starts to cover that, they'll be in a really good spot. So we'll see if they choose to focus on that. But in the meantime, Dungeon Masters will ignore the people on the inside, focus on the outside. Almost a mutual situation for them, but he's got a great angle, doing what he can with the L-Star, hopping back up as Val can of course do. But again, we've got few places for players to stand, and there's action coming from all directions. Daniel's on the floor now as 5 squads remain.
Is that GMT trying to sneak in from the left? Not entirely sure who's trying to push, but all plans still holding that building.
Yeah.
And it's actually Le Secret French that's coming in from the left.
Yeah, there's too many angles for them to hold. With all these doors blown off as well, they may have to concede something, and then things may escalate very quickly if they've got a fight on the inside. How did that barrel get popped?
I have no idea, but 789 did get there. So they do still have 3 of their members up, but looks like GMT just absolutely getting decimated from the entrance of this building. Are they going to be able to survive this onslaught?
Well, the shotguns are coming through, and it seems that the answer is no. There's no more Greenwich Mean Time on the server as we go from 4 to 3. 7 at 9 get popped in quick succession by 2 different teams, I think. I'm not really sure, but No Fear Gaming, the Italians, the Italians, are still here in the last 3. Again, consistent last week. Is this the game for them to win this week?
I hope they can pull something off, but they did leave that team inside from rezzing, and it looks like they might have their full team up now, so they need to push. They needed to push that sooner. All these teams on top, they're right for a crypto ult. Imagine the damage on that crypto ult that they could get off.
That is a very, very small ring for the remaining 2 squads now.
There it is. There's the crypto ult.
Yeah, that's very painful indeed. No Fear Gaming have to be an underdog coming here from Italy. Can they finish off the job? The shotguns are flying in both directions, but we've got some Italians getting dropped now, and Streamy's got so much to do on his own.
Oh, it's just one. It's a 1v1 up here. Dungeon Masters.
He's butt naked as well. He's got no Kevlar whatsoever. Just getting that one cell, and maybe that'll be enough as he cracks the opponent. But we've got shields all over the place, looking for a swap that maybe he can't find. Desperately looking for a swap. Still finally finds a full purple, and that could be enough now. Going down to the last bullet of the shotgun, going for the switch, and Dungeon Masters will just edge No Fear Gaming for game number 3.
What a finish.
Scary situation. Also hearing Maestro Gaming still on this high ground. You got the shield swaps like you were talking about before. They had some death boxes right there next to them here. He's trying to get an angle, and like you were saying, that ammo, you have to take an eye on that because you're only down to the last 21 bullets in the chamber. You have the Nox grenade too, and this is such a tricky circle, but I like this positioning that we currently have from Mady here, from Kungarna, just holding this middle angle.
Yeah, just Valkyrie jetpack trade up there, staying alive over there. And I also love the use of the EVA 8 instead of going with the flatline because of the fact that most likely down to only about 30 shots. Dead inside, see what they're going to be able to do. Has that low black market in front of them. Great L-Star shots as well.
I thought Maestro Gaming was going to steal that, honestly. I saw the L-Star also coming out from left field, but no, it's going to go in favor for Dead inside. They're still holding this angle, and the circle's closing in. It's just going to be a matter of time before Maestro Gaming's forced off of this high ground.
16 bullets overall, nothing in those death boxes. Bubble dissipating here fairly shortly. It's all about this Nox gas grenade timing. Still has 3 barrels too. I'd love to start seeing him chuck barrels down there.
Have to see what they're going to wait to do, especially now that they know that there's no dome, and that's why you're seeing this bombardment coming out. The Valk Tactical too, putting in some extra pressure. Are those rocks just enough to help protect you? And it seems like it is.
It is, and Clean still staying alive right in that thermite as well. That's going to be the Nox gas grenade finally coming out from Ron. Doesn't look like it's connecting quite yet, and that's going to be the drop down. Keep in mind, Kungarna was directly above him.
Oh, Maestro Gaming now dropping down. They do get the crack first. John is in some trouble, doesn't have a shield, but does have the barrels to help utilize that to make some extra cover. They saved the dome for the last minute, but so did this other squad that's right below them. They're still holding the high ground right now, Tommy. Is it going to be enough? Maestro Gaming coming in for the third party.
And remember how he held on to the Arc Star. That's going to be it. Maestro Gaming is going to take it, and that's also the first time we've seen a 2-win performance so far in the EMEA region.
Make it 3, as now we have a 3-team standoff, and this is all about who gets that first knock. RPR manages to get one on Bambino, which is certainly going to make things a little bit more interesting. But now, if you're sitting here and you're overlooking things and you get that first knock, do you want to commit to it? Because you could throw your own game, as Guild now lose one. Silta has to go back through the portal after he tried to get aggressive with the portal and get some knocks himself.
Well, Guild are just trying to initiate fights here. They have the high ground. They're watching this unfold with the two teams below them. So they're almost wanting to encourage one of the other teams to push on the other so they can just swoop on in, win the game, finish things off. So by getting the portal down, by pushing, by being aggressive, they are trying to do exactly like that. It did go a little bit south by only losing the one player, but at least they're back up to a 4-3 now. But now that means the position's given away. But look at all this utility that's coming out. Guild Esports really trying to push and be the aggressor.
Now the question is here, how quickly will this fight finish? Because Matafe's doing some great damage with the R301. But the longer this fight goes on, the more difficult it will be for Guild to swoop in and have the most comfortable fight they can to potentially win this game. Still 3 squads remaining, still nobody getting knocked. It's actually the first player who goes down from Guild Esports as now the team starts to trade across the board.
Yeah, RPR also foul, now Mandy too, so Scars are down to just 1. This is where Guild Esports now swoop in, they get the revive, and this should be perfect for them.
Absolutely massive play, taking that second, and now they're going to move in with the Mastiff. Matafe misses the last shot, but makes contact with that one, and now Horizon on his own, but it's not enough. He can't make the 1v2 happen, and New Esports will close out the first game of the day.
Ring around the roses at the moment, around the eggshells, just everyone trying to avoid fights. New Esports went down elsewhere. They finished in 5th place. Tyler was eventually killed after his heroics. Guild have taken down Hacky, so Alliance down to just 2, and they're on the back foot. Looks like Alliance probably going to be wiped here, unless there's anything crazy. No, down to 3 now.
Here comes the portal as well from Scars Europe. They've heard the damage go down, and maybe it's someone else trying to get a cheeky kidnap because they're getting beamed at the other end of things. Taishin moving up with Mandy to the left-hand side of this dome now. This is where Guild were positioned. It looks like they're going to be in position now to do some damage with that L-Star in his hands. He's doing a lot, but his teammate's not quite there to capitalize as yet. And they've got to be so wary as well of the last team alive. They cannot throw this away.
Huge portal as well from Scars. RPR will survive. That's massive because there's been damage done elsewhere to both other squads. Scars in very much the commanding position right now, but they have to avoid these nades. They have to regather. They have to get together, which they do, and they get the wipe. Now it's a 3 versus 3.
Huge bubble as well, but the swarm will come in here. It's Guild versus Scars in our final standoff. It's 3v3. Little poke over the shoulder of this rock here coming in from Taishin. He gets an armor swap as well, and now the reset's going to come in on the other side of things from Guild. Mandy's going to swing out here. He takes down some shields, but nobody being knocked so far.
Armor swaps everywhere. Mandy trying to do as much as he can with the flatline. First knock, second knock. It's 2. Guild will fall. Scars will get the victory. And what a game it was from them. Their backs were against the wall, but somehow, just somehow, they pull it out.